Hello everyone, my name is Cap and welcome back to the channel, another 7 Days to Die video. Now I'm doing all of this on Alpha 16.4 on PC, but I'm not using anything that's so strange that you couldn't do this on consoles. Now in one of the more recent videos, I was testing out whether or not you could actually make an underwater base using like bulletproof glass, and I tested that yeah, it doesn't actually go through. So now what I did to test it out fully, and I'm going to go into fly mode, that way I can actually show you because you swim really slowly in this game, is I made what somebody recommended trying out was a dry dock. Build this entire thing underground, and you swim up underneath it, and the water has receded. Now what I did when I was building this was I outlined the entire thing in bulletproof glass, and then I went through and I stacked up hay bales all the way up to the top and surrounded it completely by glass. And then after I had the entire platform, everything I wanted to out of the way, then I just removed all the hay and the water stayed where it was put. So it technically works, and for somebody had mentioned, hey, by the way, if you reload the game, if you quit and start back up again, the water may actually seep through. I closed out the game entirely and relaunched it. It's doing the same thing. Now, I'm only using one layer thick of bulletproof glass all the way around, top, bottom, sides, when I'm standing on, and you can see I have kind of a wet dock here, or a dry pool, as, you know, some underwater bases. Now, realistically, there's no real reason to do this because you don't have underwater vehicles anyway. Now, here's something to keep in mind, that while this is a valid and a cool idea for a base, if the zombies decide to come get you, especially on a 7-night horde or the feral hordes or whatever, and they know where you are, they're going to walk straight down into the water and beat the snot out of your base and get inside anyway. So you're really not protected against the zombies that already know where you are, the feral hordes. But on a more regular basis of zombies that only come after you when they see you, this is kind of an excellent idea. Now, I will say this honestly, it took a long while to actually do this. If you're going to do this and you have creative mode, highly recommend it. Because if you can fly in the water, you actually get out pretty quickly. But if you're trying to just swim, and you're trying to go back and forth to the surface slowly to place a little block at a time, one here and one there, you're going to drown and it's going to take you a long time. So if you're doing this just for the sake of doing it for fun, definitely recommend dropping on some creative mode and flying around, or going in and doing a mod so you can change how fast you swim. Because the default swim space, you see I didn't even go that deep. I'm only about 10 blocks straight down here. And it's taken me forever just to swim down to the bottom slowly without any kind of creative mode on. So, for anybody who is really curious about whether or not you can make an underwater base using bulletproof glass, well, here's your proof. I decided to do a underwater base using bulletproof glass so that you can kind of look out and see. Now, when it's deeper water like this, you can actually see a whole lot better than you could in the last video. There's still nothing to look at, no fish or anything, but it's still a pretty cool concept. Oh, and another thing, as somebody had mentioned, just doing like a simple hatch system if you couldn't do a dry dock. So I threw some wood blocks down here and put a hatch on here, and you can see even with the hatch that you can still get in and out of. Granted, you're going to have to build a ladder system and a column to be able to climb in and out of, but it's totally a valid way to do it. The wood blocks will keep the water out as well, and once you have the hay blocks in place to build the rest of us out here, then you don't actually have to worry about whether or not the water's going to get in there or not. So, thank you guys for recommending this. Of course, if you have other things you want me to test out, drop it in the comments section down below, and I'll see if I can add it to the list here. And if you found the video useful, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you so much for all your time and support on all the videos. Truly love you guys. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.